Don't worry, Bart, you were not the only person that noticed my speech went a little long yesterday. My kids were there. They are 13, 12, and 10, and they had to miss school to be part of yesterday's event. My middle son, we're still not really sure where this came from, but he hates to miss school. And he asked me about 500 times leading up to, how long is this gonna take? I said, Huck, it's only gonna be about 30 minutes. And when I stepped off, he was right there on the front row. There's a great picture that our photographer, Will, captured. The very first thing I heard was, Mom, and he held up his watch. He said, that was 50 minutes. It was almost double. So next time I'll be sure to time that a little better. But maybe I'll just say Jesus is the hope of the world and wrap it up there. I think that could sum up everything. But it is great to be with you and welcome this group to the Arkansas Governor's Mansion. This is such an incredible tradition and something that I'm honored to be a part of. I want to say a thank you to President Hester for the kind introduction, for your friendship, and especially your incredible leadership for the state of Arkansas. I know we will lean on you a lot over the next month, and we will give you a little bit more of a grace period as a new grandparent, and probably I would go ahead and knock that down as your biggest accomplishment to date. And I noticed when I sat down he was drinking a Mountain Dew, so he's taken to grandparenting very quickly. But you have built and you will continue to build and leave an incredible legacy for your kids and now your grandkids. And that is something that I'm proud to get to play a small part in and watch you do. I also want to say thank you to the Legislative Prayer Caucus, including Representative Alyssa Brown, who did a fabulous job. And I love seeing a strong conservative woman serving our state in the way that you are and the way that you're representing. And I think bringing so much light and hope to so many people and places around the state. And also to Senator Kim Hammer, and give him a special congratulations on his win as a Secretary of State in a primary race last week. We are going to miss his leadership in the Senate, but very excited to see him take on this new role. And one of the best things about having a pastor as part of the constitutional officers is whenever you have an event, you know you have somebody you can call on to pray and isn't going to be upset about it. So welcome to the club. We are very excited to have you. And we have several of our other constitutional officers that are here. Cole Jester, Attorney General Tim Griffin, I see sitting there, and Tommy Land, State Land Commissioner. So very thankful for the incredible work that you do, as well as my Congressman French Hill from right here in the 2nd District, who does just a spectacular job leading in Washington, and we're so thankful that you and Martha are here with us today as well. If I could ask all of the elected officials, because I'll get in trouble if I try to name them all, but I think it's really important for the rest of the people in this room to see our legislators, to know who they are, that they've shown up on a day like today, and to remember to pray for them, especially over the course of the next several weeks as they go into this legislative session. But I think they take your prayers any time, even in and out of session. But if I could ask them to stand and be recognized and thank them for their participation today. And I want to welcome and thank our keynote speaker, former Walmart CFO, Brett Biggs. We're excited to hear you, which means also that I should wrap up sooner so that we can get the keynote speaker up here. Right now, if you don't know, you're actually seated in the Janet Huckabee Grand Hall. It's not quite President Trump's new East Wing, but we're very, very grateful that it's here. I tell my kids all the time that they are especially lucky, because when my dad was governor, prayer breakfasts like this basically took place in our living room. And on more than one occasion, I came downstairs in my pajamas to greet a group of Arkansas pastors. So I am especially thankful that my mom worked hard to help raise the money to build this hall. She was in town this week, and we were glad to have a little bit of time with her back in Arkansas, especially because she provides the best free babysitting that we can get. This is always a fun and exciting time of year, but it can also be a stressful one. There are meetings and speeches throughout the day, calls and emails late into the night, all while trying to manage 3 kids with lots of activities. We have many legislators that are in the crowd, some who drive a long way to be in Little Rock all throughout the fiscal session. And I know you're going to have a lot of early mornings, late nights, long, difficult days. And there will be times over the next month when it seems like nothing is quite going our way, and when all of our big plans are not going as we wanted them to, and the stress of the job may seem a little overwhelming. But this morning, gathered together in friendship and prayer, I think we should all take a moment and remember that we don't have to worry about anything, because the future does not belong to us. It belongs to God. We are just a few days after Easter, so I'll ask you to consider the disciples on Resurrection Day. Just 3 days earlier, Jesus was betrayed and sentenced to die. His clothes were literally torn from his body, a crown of thorns placed on his head, and he was nailed to a cross like a common criminal. Can you imagine the fear those disciples felt when they watched that take place and saw Jesus be killed? But just 3 days later, Jesus rose. The tomb was empty, and death turned into everlasting life. As Jesus has commanded the disciples in his Sermon on the Mount, do not be afraid. In fact, those 4 words are repeated more than any other phrase in the Bible. There's a lot to worry about these days. Everyday concerns like emails we need to write and commutes to drive, and more fundamental ones like war and family and the future of our country. But if we take a moment to close our eyes, raise our hands, lift up our prayers, and put our trust in God, we know that everything will work together for his good. Now let me be clear, it doesn't mean life is easy or that everything is good, but that it all works together for his good. So thank you for being here to pray for our state and for our elected officials, and thank you for your service to the great state of Arkansas. Thank you for being here today.